In social situations, we often have to interact with people we find distasteful yet maintain superficial relationships with, such as colleagues we see every day or roommates we share a roof over our heads. Even if they remain silent, their very presence can trigger feelings of discomfort. Suppressing these negative emotions for a long time not only creates psychological burdens but can also lead to various health problems. Modern medical research has found a significant correlation between long-term emotional repression and conditions such as breast disease and body nodules. Gestalt therapy in psychology has developed an effective emotional release method called the conversation chair technique. This method uses two empty chairs and allows the client to assume different roles and engage in self-dialogue. While sitting in one chair, the client can imagine the person they are struggling with sitting across from them and express their true feelings. This unique conversational method not only effectively releases suppressed emotions but also deepens self-awareness. The beauty of this technique lies in the fact that when facing an empty chair, people often let down their guard and speak freely. It's like a deep detox for the mind, completely clearing out pent-up emotional waste. Even more valuable, through role-swapping conversations, we can re-examine the situation from the other person's perspective, ultimately achieving reconciliation with ourselves and others. This psychological adjustment method is applicable to a variety of inner struggles that are difficult to express to others, and it provides new possibilities for emotional management. When humans feel aversion toward others, they often don't need to deliberately seek out specific reasons. Psychological research shows that this emotional reaction is essentially the brain's defense system at work. The amygdala, located deep in the brain, acts like a highly sensitive alarm, instinctively judging the person it's interacting with within 0.1 seconds. This rapid response mechanism is a survival wisdom inherited from millions of years of evolution. When the subconscious senses a potential threat, it automatically triggers a rejection response, prompting us to maintain distance. In addition to our intuitive words and actions, the human body also releases invisible biochemical signals. These imperceptible pheromones directly affect the nervous systems of those around us, acting like invisible magnetic fields that trigger instinctive reactions of closeness or distance. When someone is anxious, the chemicals they emit naturally trigger others to avoid them, the body's protective warning. When dealing with this kind of interpersonal struggle, psychology recommends using conversation therapy to release emotions rather than focusing excessively on the other person's words and actions. Spending energy on guessing others' intentions actually depletes your own energy. The ancient philosophical concept of the empty boat perfectly illustrates this. When we don't overinterpret others' behavior, it's like facing an empty ship, naturally avoiding unnecessary emotional fluctuations. Maintaining inner calm and focus is the wisest way to handle these kinds of relationships. Sent out at sea, a captain spotted an unmanned sailboat drifting directly toward him. On the verge of a collision, furious, he began to curse at the vessel. However, as it drew closer, he realized it was simply an empty vessel adrift in the current. This parable vividly illustrates a psychological phenomenon. When we focus excessively on others, we often misinterpret their intentions. The most effective way to avoid such misunderstandings is to shift our focus from others to ourselves. Others' words and actions reflect more about their circumstances than your own worth. When faced with doubt, don't rush to defend yourself, and don't let others' judgments sway your emotions. Only by focusing on self-growth can you filter out unnecessary distractions. When you feel dislike for someone, instead of confronting them head-on, try dialogue therapy, using self-talk to channel negative emotions and ultimately achieve inner peace. This method allows us to express our true feelings without damaging essential relationships, maintaining dignity while protecting our mental health. When negative emotions surge, direct confrontation can seem like an instinctive reaction. This intense form of expression can indeed quickly release internal tension. However, bystanders often only see the surface of the emotional outburst and struggle to understand the underlying reasons. This one-sided impression can actually damage one's image. When facing unpleasant relationships, a wiser approach is to apply the Morita therapy principle of letting nature take its course, maintaining inner composure, not letting trivial matters disrupt one's established pace, and letting unnecessary distractions dissipate naturally like passing clouds. This restrained approach not only maintains self-cultivation but also prevents minor issues from disrupting the rhythm and balance of life. Even the kindest hearts inevitably resent some. Even the most open-minded will encounter those they dislike. Truly wise people know how to control their emotions, neither easily antagonizing nor embarrassing others. Those who uphold justice cannot help but speak out against injustice and seek to address inappropriate behavior. However, we must understand that everyone has unique temperaments and emotions. While we cannot change others, we can influence our own words and actions. Just as no two snowflakes are alike in a snowy sky, no two leaves are alike in a lush forest, and no two people are exactly alike in the vast universe. Life is destined to encounter those we love and dislike. It's simply the norm. Facing unpleasant situations doesn't require undue distress, nor should it cause us to lose our peace of mind. Arguing with someone you dislike is a waste of energy, while excessive concern for their words and actions only disturbs the mind. Competing with those with bad behavior is often counterproductive. Keeping a calm and composed attitude is the wisdom in dealing with the world. As the saying goes, a prime minister's heart can hold a boat, and a general's brow reveals his determination to win. Be tolerant and don't dwell on trivial matters. When you encounter someone you dislike, smile and keep your distance. Don't dwell too much on annoying people and things. Enjoy more happiness and worry less. When you interact with others, you're exchanging emotions. When you're in a good mood, you can talk more. When you're uncomfortable, you can remain silent. Choose whoever you're comfortable with. There's no need to dwell on those you dislike. It'll dampen your mood. There's no need to hate anyone. Instead, you should confront the problem directly. Maintaining a distance from bad people and bad things is the wisest choice.